Let's move to the SEC now. This will be a fun one. Talk about another team that's surprising.
Ooh.
Arkansas and Georgia here. How about Arkansas out of the gate? So their win total, they were 6 for a total on the win total. They're already at 4. They might get there. Arkansas was very good last week again against A&M, and I know A&M had its backup quarterback. We talked about that game. Arkansas, again, has played a difficult schedule with the Texas and the A&M. They've got wins over both of those. All right, there's a different animal potentially here in Georgia. I keep being driven back to these totals again, Dave. This one's sitting 48.5 for the total. The side's big, 18.5 for Georgia here.
Ooh.
You know you're getting an elite defense in Georgia. Now, listen, their schedule has not been a murderer's row. They got Clemson in the opener, but Clemson's offense has turned out to not be all that good.
Not to be good at all. Like, let's
they're
just call
struggling
that for what it
offensively.
is. Struggling is a kind way to say they're terrible. But go ahead, sir.
UAB, South Carolina, and Vandy have been the other games for Georgia. So, again, I'm willing to look kind of past the schedule there and say, listen, I feel like Georgia's defense is going to be elite too. But Arkansas's defense has been tremendous so far this season, giving up 14.5 points a game. Can they put some pressure on JT Daniels there and see if Georgia can respond offensively? Side's a big number. I mean, the side's almost telling you got to go Arkansas and tell Georgia, if you can go in and win by 3 touchdowns, congratulations. But the number, the under, maybe are we going all under? Is this just an under podcast? Change the name of the podcast.
This is definitely
we just go unders all the time.
Cash considerations, which we're also recording tonight. We call that we're an over show. Here we keep it tight, quick. We're almost, the show has become an under show. I'm pretty impressed actually, because it used to be just a chalk and an over guy, and now you're really diving in and looking at these defensive metrics and looking at numbers. And this one screams under to me. This just screams under. 19 and 48. Okay. We didn't even allow in the book you to be able to parlay a game where the side and the total were not 3 times the amount. So if the spread is 20 and the total is not 60, we didn't even turn parlays on side to total because they're correlated. So if you're thinking under, the correlation is the dog. And listen, we said it last week right here on the show that Arkansas was going to win that game. We were a little bit confused as to where the game was because Arkansas was on the bottom, but it turned out it was in Jerry's world. And we had some listeners chime in and tell us that, which we appreciate as well as our esteemed producer, Dan Newbert at Newbie Talks on Twitter. You need to follow him as well. But man, this is a game. Both teams, again, 4-0, straight up. Arkansas is 4-0 against the number, B-How.
Yeah.
Georgia's 3-1 against the number. Again, kind of a crap schedule other than that Clemson game, which again, now the ACC is wide open because Clemson lost to NC State last week. My first thought is, yes, you got to take the points. But my first thought last week with Tennessee, Florida was in the SEC. You got to take the points. It's a rivalry game. You got to blah, 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 blah. Does Arkansas have enough offensively to cover this spread? I don't think Arkansas is going to beat Georgia. I don't. But can they keep it close? Absolutely. Would it shock the world, B-How, if Arkansas won this game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because the narrative is starting to get out there that you have Georgia and then you probably have Alabama, and then after that it's wide open. So yeah, I think this would be shocking. And remember, Arkansas quarterback KJ Jefferson, he's a little bit dinged up as well. That's also what leads me maybe away from that side a little bit and more towards the under if they're going to have trouble generating offense, and then you're going to force Georgia to pick up most of those points. That's why I kind of lean total here if I'm doing anything in this one.
This sounds like, now talking it through, as good as the Alabama first half side is, maybe Georgia first half under might be a play. The total in this game, first half under, because if Arkansas's got a dinged up quarterback, they're probably going to try to not play conservatively, but I mean, listen, their offense isn't. What was the final last week against Texas A&M? I think it was 20-13, something like that.
Also so under. We liked it last week, so there we go.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of stick with this. And sometimes, listen, I mean, we're talking about baseball betting. Sometimes it's rinse and repeat. You just stick with the process, stick with what works. Sexy Alexi worked for the Texas Rangers for a long time.
Absolutely.
Under in Arkansas games may work as well. And now we got a dance partner in Georgia who's got an elite defense. I don't even think there's a question first half under's got to be a play.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.